morning, Crypto Meg. Morning, John. Good morning, everyone. Looks like someone moved the Lo-Fi bot off the stage for me. Thank you very much. And we will get this GM started. Welcome to the weekly app sprint. Today we are going to start off with support, and I will be inviting Donna up to speak. Thank you. Okay. Crypto Meg, do you want to come up since the invite isn't coming through for Donna?
I see her invite. It says invite sent. Oh, I think it's maybe fixed now. I see invite sent. There she is.
There we go.
Hello.
GM
Sorry
Donna.
about that.
All good.
Yes. Morning, everybody. Sorry about that. For our ticket stats this week, we had 265 new tickets. This is a 30% decrease from our last week's report and also a 28% decrease from the past 8 weeks average. Resolution time is currently up to 10 days. We recently resolved tickets affected by the XRP send issue, and thanks to the devs that helped resolve that issue for the users. First reply time is at 56 minutes. One touch tickets is at 60%. Total solved tickets 291. This is a 32% decrease from the past week's report. We'd also like to inform everybody that support will have a light coverage on Christmas and New Year's Day, so there may be a delay in response times. We'll be back on full coverage on the 26th as well as January 2nd. We also want to update everyone that we let go of one of our agents and we have one leaving at the end of the week. So we are currently down to agents going into the new year, but we are planning to fill that seat by to fill one seat by Feb, possibly two, depending on some indicators like markets, developments from the DAO, marketing plans, etc. Basically, that's all for me. Thanks and good morning.
Thank you so much, Donna. Hopefully, we get those filled pretty quickly here. And thank you to Kevin and the rest of the team for helping out with the XRP issues this last week. Next up, we have Unified Globalization. I believe I see a request from the Smith. I just sent you the invite to speak. Awesome. Welcome, the Smith.
Hello, GM. Hey, Ron. What's up?
Oh, just enjoying a good GM. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also have a good gen and make sure you are having a good gen also. Good morning, everybody. For globalization, we have our first month for Latin Labs, so it's over, and we are entering our second month of work. So all details can be found in forum on globalization tab. We are also incubated on Spanish EMA idea with Coinex, just like we did with Portuguese. Also, globalization finished another translation round, and we are currently working on Chinese language in addition to Portuguese, French, and Spanish officially. Um, there's another update. We are working to put every document that we found in Markdown language, identifying them and converting them into a better readability. So we are using HackMD tool and Notion flows, everything that can clarify this conversion. As you guys can see, there's some ongoing proposals. So we are working closely with Martin Grove to clarify the proposed joint work stream and plus some milestones for the next term. And I believe that is it for all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Smith. How did the AMA go with Coinex?
Yeah, it was awesome. So we did in Portuguese, so we got several audience from Brazilians. It was pretty cool.
Awesome. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Smith. You have a great
Thank
GM.
you. Really appreciate it.
Peakcoin for marketing growth is up next. Welcome, Peakcoin. How was your weekend?
It was great, GM Ron and GM everybody in the audience. Pleasure to see you guys. Today we are doing a Chainlink price feed campaign. We are super excited about that. We are going live with PR, Medium article, social push, and there will be follow-ups throughout the week as we use Twitter to reach out to DeFi protocols that rely on those Chainlink price feeds or require them for consideration in order to put the DAO in front of those projects. Continuing to prepare for V2 launch, met with Dicky in the product side as well as Gray Machine and his part of that work stream for the Go No Go. Put some concrete ideas down there, and I have submitted for review to the rest of the marketing work stream a series of proposed messages that I think we could go live with, centered around the momentum of the DAO, what we have continued to create, how it shows that a centralized company can successfully decentralize and move forward and create a outstanding product for customers to use. There's a retro scheduled for tomorrow to discuss why we believe that it's important for the marketing and growth work stream to go in two separate directions in the next term. Briefly put, my opinions on the matter is that the two work streams have distinct goals and they could utilize separate efforts in order to accomplish them. Arena, Ethan, and I have focused on creating a marketing machine, a heartbeat for the DAO, something where people can expect to have marketing campaigns created, ideated on, strategized about, and then executed and proliferated across the web, as well as creating tracking to track people down to the revenue generating points within the system, and continually ideating and A/B split testing on the best messaging in order to drive users to those points. The partnerships and globalization work stream are focusing more on those things, partnerships and global efforts. And we feel that that is a distinct set of KPIs and a distinct set of metrics to track. And we have been collaborating together in a shared chat for a little over 4 days to figure out exactly how those things could be distinct. And we look forward to talking about that on the retro tomorrow. And that is what has been going on this week and next week.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Peakcoin. Looking forward to that retro tomorrow and learning more about where those two distinct work streams are going to go.
Thank you.
You have a great GM. Next up, we
GM.
have the great and powerful gatekeeper, Giantkin, for the C mods.
I'm not going to say it. I'll say hello instead, just to mess with people. For me, it's delegating more work for Psy and Miss to improve efficiency and ensure consistent coverages. You can tell I didn't write this, right? The Me 6 new bot I was adding. I think I talked about it before. I'm liking it. It's moving. I'm trying to do add-ons. The human score on your left, you can see how many people are human on the server, what our peak online at once, and how many's on right now. And the gatekeeper. I'm liking it. So next month, after I have to redo everything next month because of the licensing things. I had somebody doing me a trial basis and testing stuff. So more Me 6. Voice chats. If you go into some of the voice chats, like engineering has a couple, there's actually hubs above it that if you click on it, it automatically creates a room with those settings. I think it's kind of cool. I can actually cut down on those extra rooms, and each one of those hubs can make 20 rooms with those settings. And I don't know, just play with it and see how it works. Role permissions. We did some cleanup over the weekend. If there's any issues, we'll hot fix it, and we can review it and try to fix whatever happened. And I'd removed a few of the unneeded roles that were hanging around doing nothing. The powwow recording thing, I removed it again. The update sucked. It didn't fix much of anything. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we have the mod squad tag. So that calls all the moderators. So use that, and it's faster and kind of cooler sounding. Oh, and I'm moving away from Carl with the Mi 6. Basically, it replaces Carl, does the same job. Carl's really powerful, but the directions suck. It's really hard to figure out what's going on. So,
Awesome.
and
Thanks so
it.
much,
Thanks.
GK. Appreciate the updates from the mod squad, and we'll be sure to utilize that mod squad tag for looking for help moving forward. Product is up next, and Diggy's already up on stage. Welcome, Diggy. How was your weekend?
Thank you. It was good. How was your weekend?
It was great.
Nice.
Let's hear about the product updates for this week.
Absolutely. Cool. So the proposal to fund the product and creative services workstream is on Snapshot. It just passed quorum. So we are good to go, and we are funded starting in January. And this includes, as you guys know, the addition of Gray Machine Squad, and then a new PM. And also, we're going to be looking for a new UX UI developer to work alongside Beard. That might be a more challenging role to fill, but I'm looking forward to getting a Beard 2.0 to join the workstream at some point. And then there's a proposal for Alpha to include analytics with Pendo. This proposal is now on Snapshot. We have one final, hopefully, sync up with Mr. Nerdhair and their security group this afternoon to kind of iron out those final details. But this proposal does say pending Mr. Nerdhair's final thumbs up. So just wanted to let you guys know. And then we have a sync up with Onjuno later this week. This is the fiat on and off ramp provider proposal that went past a few months ago, I think. We're just waiting on them for some technical pieces. Our original plan was to integrate them and Gem at the same time because the work is pretty similar from a front end perspective. If they delay longer, if it's going to take a couple more months, we might consider getting Gem up on the new web app sooner rather than later, instead of just waiting around for Onjuno to come back to us with the pieces that we need. So I guess TBD there. We'll see how that call goes later this week. And then as you guys know, the Cosmos Osmo spec breakdown happened last week. So we are hopefully getting to a point where engineering will do their breakdown to formally kick that off. And this includes support for Cosmos and Osmo and staking. So it'll support trading, send, receive, and staking. And then the next part of that, and some of that overlaps into this, which is providing liquidity. So this will have two-sided liquidity and bonding for Osmo. We are going to finish up usability testing. We did some usability testing last week. We got some really, really good insights and feedback. So we're making some modifications, and then we'll continue the usability testing this week. And this also includes going forward one-sided liquidity, multi-sided liquidity. So there's a lot in that. And then just one last thing is Beard is out this week on a little vacation. So if anybody has any questions, please reach out to myself or Fox McCloud, and hopefully we can help you out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Diggy. Next up, we have the engineering workstream, and I believe Josh F. is up here for that. GM, Josh, welcome back to the DAO.
GM, thanks. Great to be back. All right. So, what is engineering doing this week? We are designing the Cosmos chain adapter abstraction layer, and this is the first layer chain adapter that we're building that's kind of, think of it like a meta chain adapter. So we built one specifically for Bitcoin. We built one specifically for Ethereum, but like every other UTXO would need its own chain adapter. So the idea with this time around is we build the Cosmos chain adapter, then we don't have to build another chain adapter for Osmosis. We don't have to build another chain adapter for Terra, right? We can just keep using that same chain adapter. So that's the idea. So it's another approach to try to speed up our design processes to add more going forward. Then we have the multiple market data services is towards the end of implementation. Theobald demoed that last week. And then there was a bounty out and someone added CoinCap as a market data service. So there's an idea of how when we build these abstraction layers, it really does enable the community to do more. It was really pretty awesome to come back and hear that happened. All right, Bounties, Ocean has been leading the charge here and doing an awesome job. You can see some details here of how much more we're getting from contributors and how much more the bounties are working. And now we've got it in Gitbook, which is a place that combines the docs across all of our repos. Developers are familiar with that, so it was a good move to start putting things using Gitbook for that purpose. Number 6, the year not at completion is targeted for January 4th, where we need that to be able to use the router contract so that we get earn revenue from people who use Yearn in WebV2. And then last is that it's at the beginning, but it's a holiday week in the U.S. Christmas Eve is on Friday, so everyone's off on Friday. Even Monday through Thursday is just light engineering representation. And then next week, it's going to be really sparse. I'll be around, but I don't know. It was kind of, we just decided as a work stream that it would be cool. Whoever wanted, just take off between Christmas and New Year's. So there's going to be just very light engineering representation. Next week, there will still be on call. And that's it for me. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh, for those updates. And again, we're glad to have you back. And next up, we have Mr. Nerdhair and the security update. Welcome, Mr. Nerdhair. How are you doing?
GM fam. I think that's what the kids say these days. So we, I guess, okay. So the most relevant thing here for the workstream level is that we're meeting with Pendo later today. Hopefully, we can get things hammered out and get that moving forward. Just to provide some additional context, we should definitely my perspective here is we should definitely move forward with whatever is necessary to pay Pendo money. We're just talking about, how things have to be sorted at a technical level before we can actually put their code on our website. So in case anyone is wondering how the interplay between product and security is going there, that's my perspective. Also, we'll be this week working on Create React App 5 upgrades. That's come out. We've sort of expected this for a bit, but it makes a bunch of things better and easier in web, and will hopefully make the builds deterministic finally, so that we'll be able to start setting up a system whereby people can check and verify that the code we're serving on app.shapeshift is actually the code that we say it is. We got the Responsible Disclosure Program proposal up in ideation. Just FYI, I'm going to be putting that into Snapshot later today if no more feedback is received. So last call for feedback. I would particularly appreciate any input on the hourly rate and budget number for the NFT Hall of Fame contract. And next week will be light representation here from a security perspective. We'll still be on call, but we will mostly be working on winding down centralized stuff. So, light DAO involvement, I guess. And that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Nerdhair. And hopefully you have a great GM, and good luck with the Pendo integration conversations this week. Looking forward to having that up and going and the light and dark sites officially started. Next up, we got the operations team, and that will be Tyler talking today. Welcome, Tyler, GM.
GM Ron, thank you very much for leading this op sprint. You're doing a great job, and super appreciate you for taking on this weekly. Starting off this week for operations, the triage report, we only had one issue, which is down 85% from last week, which is pretty neat. I think we're kind of in a weird circumstance with the holidays and with the app being in the state that it's in, that our triage ebb and flow means that right now we don't have a lot of reports. We did have 3 prod issues though, and 1 ticket for alpha that was actually bountied out and completed by our very own Seth. So props to Seth, props to Ocean. Really excited about that bounty work as it gets going, and Ops is going to be integrating inside that as the triage process continues to integrate with that. We have the V2 gonna go later today, and we have the Marketing and Growth Globalization Retro meeting tomorrow. Would love to see anyone in that. They're public and open to all. We'll just be going down the list of all of the requirements for V2. We don't expect to have a go, but it's definitely good for us to keep in alignment there. And then Pete has mentioned earlier, but there's also some great posts in the forum about why we are having this retro tomorrow as well. We are building our list of functionality tests for Cypress tests. We just found out that we can do some end-to-end testing via bounty work that would greatly reduce the amount of errors we might be seeing and maybe some of the manual testing that Ops has to do. So we are working with engineering to get a good list over to them for things that can be bountied, and we can really buff up our bounty board and get more contributors to come in every week. I'm waiting to hear back from the POAP team. I've provided them everything that I can for the artwork that needs to be replaced. Now it's just kind of a game of email tag. Hopefully trying to get that figured out before the end of the year. I might get some radio silence from them because we're entering the holidays though. But I'm very hopeful that we should have POAP starting up in the new year. And I've been working closely with Arena and team to make sure that we've got everything we need to get that going once POAPs give us the thumbs up. There is governance this week, but there is no governance next week over the holiday hours. If you want to come party with foxes, there may be some people in this Discord that'll wish you a happy holidays, but we will not have a full governance call next week. And the operations holiday on-call schedule is very bare bones, and we've just got about one operations person who's on call for emergencies only, going in through the entire rest of the year come New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. That's it from us. Thanks, Ron and GMO.
Thanks, Tyler. Just to confirm, we will also not be holding the Ops Sprint next week as well.
Yes, you're right there. This is the last week of official meetings for anything related to operations, and we will not have any operations meetings the following week.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you so much, Tyler. Next up, we have Kent and Tokenomics. Welcome up, Kent. How was your weekend?
Not too bad, Ron. How about yourself?
It was great. Looking forward to hear about all the great stuff Tokenomics is having going on this week.
Yeah, I just want to second what Tyler said, Ron. Loving your work as the MC of these ops sprints. You're killing it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Cool. Yeah, so let's jump in here. First and foremost, we have a proposal that's been in ideation that now that the requisite time period has passed, we'll be moving to the actual voting process. This is the Toke funding proposal, whereby we would take a percentage of our overall treasury's value and put that, take that Fox and put that into our tokenomic tokamak reactor. So be on the lookout for that. I'll give everybody a heads up once it's live in Snapshot. Also, we're talking to Index Coop today about potential investors they have lined up to purchase Fox. Again, this would be a OTC type deal, not hitting the market, and also it would be on a vesting basis. We'd be selling at a discount, TBD, but this could be a very good way. One of the multiple methods that we can achieve diversification and move into some stable coins with our treasury. Of course, Index also has the BED and DPI tokens, so it's a way to get exposure to other crypto as well. With the Treasury Management and Diversification Committee last week, we had 2 yes votes. These issues were that was creating a $1 million Fox to USDC Olympus bond, and this would be over the course of 1 month. That potentially this program could extend further, but as an initial effort, this felt right, so that was approved. And then B, the pre-approval for up to $2 million worth of Fox to collateralize the success token, which in turn can be sold for stable coins. Potentially as early as even like before end of year. I believe that's the targeted time frame, maybe last week of December. So that's looking good. looking ahead to potential next votes. This might be around claiming LP tokens from our current Olympus bond contract. I believe that's around $1.7 million worth of value right now, and then staking those in the ShapeShift farming contract as a way to maximize their value. That's kind of on the table. We also have the dashboard. We're having some difficulty getting everybody lined up for a synchronous meeting, but I think it's good to get these discussions moving, at least in the dashboard channel. So, in terms of what work has been done so far, where can everybody contribute, and also bearing in mind that contributions can be incentivized. I'm looking forward to using some of our tokenomics budget to actually, give contributors USDC or Fox, depending on what they like, for their efforts. And a dashboard is very important to have. In terms of the big picture with respect to like value accrual and our overall strategy, there's been some interesting discussions in the tokenomics channel about liquidity rewards. Should we wind these down? If we do, we can also potentially be, or maybe they don't have to be wound down as fast in tandem with other ideas. There's some deep thought going on there. So check that out if you're interested. Lastly, like all the other work streams, we will be kind of on holiday schedule next week, which means no scheduled meetings. Of course, crypto never sleeps. This isn't TradFi where there's freaking days off and stuff. So rest assured that we'll be keeping a close eye on our positions and probably also just continuing to geek out on a more free-form basis. And if you have any questions in the meantime, we'll certainly be around. But that's it for tokenomics. Hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kent. Super exciting. All this stuff happening in the tokenomics workstream. Looking forward to all the stuff that will be coming as well. Next up, we have the Osmosis update. I believe Danielle had DM'd me and said Willie could update on this one. Is that accurate, Willie?
GM Ron,
GM.
sure. I am happy to give an update. The biggest update is we met last week, both with the Osmosis team and the engineering work stream, and we had a discussion around what work would be required to get Osmosis support into V2. And the conclusion that we came to with both groups was that the best path forward would be to actually pause work on the Osmosis integration and work together between the engineering work stream and the Osmosis team to get Cosmos Core supported in the app, which basically, so you guys know, Osmosis is another Cosmos SDK chain. So the plan is to basically do the work to support the core functionality for all Cosmos SDK chains, beginning with Cosmos and Osmosis, but also including the abstraction layers so that afterwards other engineers can come at other Cosmos SDK chains really easily. We're looking at a goal of 1 day, being able to add a new Cosmos SDK chain within 1 day going forward. And then after Cosmos Core is in place, it'll be a lot easier for the Osmosis team to come through and add do the additional work to enable trading on Osmosis and IBC deposits and withdrawals. So after that conclusion was made, we did a kickoff for Cosmos Core on Friday, and that was recorded if anyone missed it and wants to check it out. But we're pretty aligned on the scope for the work required to do this Cosmos Core implementation. And the engineering workstream and the Osmosis team are going to work together now to do the architectural diagrams, and then break down this work, and then work together on the Cosmos Core functionality. So the spec docs are pretty much finalized. We're making some final tweaks after the kickoff on Friday, as well as some final updates to the UI UX designs, but it's mostly ready to go. It should be ready by the time the whenever engineering is ready to break down the work. And Danielle is going to be out December 28th to January 20th for wedding and honeymoon. Congratulations, Danielle. So Fox McCloud and I are going to cover for her while she's gone. Fox McCloud is going to be the project manager working with engineering and Osmosis workstream once the work is broken down.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Willie, for the update for Danielle and the Osmosis integration. Congrats again to Danielle on the wedding coming up here, and we'll look forward to working with yourself and Fox McCloud on any updates for the Osmosis integration going forward. Next up, we have the Fox Foundation, which will be Willie and Ocean, and I believe you are both up here already.
G frickin' M. What's up, Ocean?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Best day ever. Excited for this week. Doesn't even feel like Christmas is in 5 days. Yeah. All right. So last week, Fox Foundation met with both the security team and the support team work streams to discuss plans for responsible disclosures and support requests for the legacy ShapeShift apps post 2021. So a reminder that one of the primary responsibilities for the foundation will be to be a steward for the legacy ShapeShift apps, the servers, the databases, the data, everything needed to operate and maintain those until we can sunset them. And part of maintaining them includes handling responsible disclosures and support requests. So thank you, Security Workstream, Mr. Nerdhair, and Support Workstream, Meg, for meeting with us and coming up with a great plan to handle those types of requests going forward. Also, the foundation met up last week. We got some awesome headshots, and the website should be going live soon. Excited for you guys to see the website and the very handsome pictures of the team. Also this week, M. Perklin is going to present a plan for DAO count management at the Workstream Leader biweekly. This has been a big open question for how we're going to handle admin accounts as DAO going forward. Things like Twitter, for instance. So M. Perklin has a great plan for this. And TLDR, or a sneak peek, it's going to include workstream.com emails. So like a product at shapeshift.com. That will basically, the foundation will manage the Google Suite and can kind of point those Workstream-owned email addresses to the Workstream leader's personal DAO email. So Michael Perklin's going to present that plan at the Workstream Leader biweekly meeting this week. Congrats to Conscience and to the DAO for the proposal for the DAO-owned infrastructure passing. Now that this is passed, Conscience and Marley can work together to move forward with the implementation of this. But the TLDR is that we're testing out some initial node infrastructure that will actually be operated by TaxiStake, the same company that is operating the validators on behalf of the DAO. And this will be kind of the first step towards infrastructure that is actually owned by the DAO as opposed to operated by ShapeShift or by the foundation. We're currently finalizing the details of the data transfer from ShapeShift AG to the foundation, and working with legal and some GDPR experts to make sure we're doing this all right. One relevant update for the community is that the marketing workstream will be able to retain access to this large and valuable email list that ShapeShift has cultivated over its 7 years of existence. I think it's over 700,000 emails on this list. These are all either users or individuals who have opted into getting emailed by ShapeShift. One of the questions was, can we transfer this data to the foundation, and how do we do that in a way that doesn't violate any of the GDPR regulations? We came up with a great plan. Shout out to Veronica and the GDPR experts. Basically, we're going to email all the users, giving them the opportunity to opt out. But if they don't opt out, then their emails will be transferred over to the foundation, and Marketing Workstream will be able to retain access to that and continue emailing these users, which will be really, really valuable for the DAO to keep access. Email has always been one of the best channels for us. All right, and slowly but surely, we are still setting up the foundation's entity and bank accounts. This has been an ongoing process, and it has involved a lot of paperwork and bureaucracy. So we're working through stuff like KYC and everything, and still hoping to have this done before the end of the year. But if not, we have some contingency plans, and there's not any major issue if it does stretch beyond the end of the year just because of this paperwork stuff we're dealing with. All right, I'm sure I left some stuff out. Ocean, anything else you want to include?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure you killed it. The only thing that I can maybe add is I know that Conscience is currently working on plans to allow us to leverage third-party node providers that are providing nodes as a service instead of running our own. And so that is a benefit both to the foundation and the DAO, just to allow us to not have to host our own infrastructure and operate that infrastructure. So that's an ongoing effort that Conscious is leading up right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Ocean and Willie Fox, for those updates. Is there anyone else that would like to talk or bring anything up before we end this meeting? I don't see anyone talking in chat or looking to come up. I will call this meeting adjourned, and I will wish you all a great GM. Thank you all.